Northern Nakagusku village, on a 167-meter high plateau where the surroundings can be overlooked with a glance, sits the World Heritage Site Nakagusku Castle ruins. Built around the end of the 14th century, Nakagusku Castle, even among roughly 300 Okinawan Gusku castles, still retains its condition from ancient times. Therefore, Nakagusku Castle ruins is a place you can feel Okinawan history. Through the ages, Nakagusku was protected by Nakagusku Castle. Consequently, two children have come to learn about Nakagusku Castle: Yua and Yuichiro. Let's explore Nakagusku Castle with them. We will be guided by Nakagusku Village's mascot, Gosamaru. Hello, I'm Gosamaru. Today, come explore Nakagusku Castle with me. Nakagusku Castle was built more than 650 years ago. It is believed to have been built by Sakina Kagusku Aji, the third-generation ruler of Nakagusku at that time. To make it more difficult for enemies to attack, the surroundings of Nakagusku Castle are steep slopes. There are valleys to the west, sheer cliffs to the east, and flat land with a hilly area that expands to the south and north. These geographical features are difficult to attack and easily defendable. Well, next let's look inside Nakagusku Castle. The three of them first come to the rear gate. It is a beautiful, arched gate. The reason the gate is narrow was to prevent attacking enemy soldiers from entering at all. Also, small steps were built to create bad footing for enemy soldiers carrying battering rams. That's right. This gate was built using pentagon and hexagon-shaped stones in a combination called beehive piling. That was advanced technology for these days. This gate uses two arch-shaped stones joined together to make the roof. Additionally, to prevent it from falling, a large stone was pressed into place when it was built. Therefore, in 1853, when Commodore Perry's military exploration party came to the Ryukyus, they gave it high compliments. Okay, I will guide you to the third enclosure next. Next, the three of them come to the third enclosure, which features two different types of stone piling. It is thought that the third enclosure is where the standby building for the soldiers who were tasked with defending the castle was located. Moving from Yomitan Zakimi Castle to here, this is the spot where I, Gosamaru, built on top of the original castle. To prevent enemies from attacking, it was built to be easily defendable. From here, no other area can be attacked.
本当だ。私たちが入ってきた入り口以外に他の場所へ行く通路がないわ。やっぱり用心深かったんだね。
Only the newly built third and north enclosures have a feature not found in any other castle.
ある特徴?
It's this: the stone piling method.
その辺が珍しいの?
For this third side, a building method called aikatazumi, or beehive piling, was used as opposed to nunozumi, or cloth piling used in the first two.
本当?
If you look at the stone wall of the third enclosure, you can tell.
本当だ。四角い石を積み上げてるのと六角形の石を組み合わせたものがあるよ。
The four cornerstones, well ordered, are piled with the cloth piling method. The pentagon and hexagon shaped stones in the puzzle pattern are in the beehive piling method. Even among numerous castles, these two methods in use at the same time can only be seen here in Nakagusku Castle's north and third enclosures.
すごい。ねえねえ、ごさまる、中城城では他にももっとすごいものが見れるの?
Of course. Well, next let's check out the second enclosure that's above the third enclosure.
そこでは何が見れるの?
That is for you to look forward to. Next, the three of them come to the second enclosure above the third enclosure. This has the best view in Nakagusku Castle.
わあ、いい眺め。ほんと、どこまで見えるんだろう。ねえ、ごさまる、ここからどの辺まで見えるの?
Katsuren's movements.
何をしてるの、ごさまる?
I was just examining Amawari in Katsuren Castle.
雨割りって誰?
Amawari is my rival. He is the lord of Katsuren Castle.
ライバル?
At the end of the 15th century, Katsuren Castle Lord Amawari ruled the surrounding lands. He steadily increased his influence. In those days, Amawari was such a powerful warlord that King Chuzan offered his daughter in marriage. King Chuzan was a famous warlord, so this drew fame to his name nationwide. Gosamaru moved to Nakagusku to keep watch on Amawari in Katsuren Castle. In 1440, Gosamaru, who moved to Nakagusku, built the north and third enclosures to prepare for war in case of a crisis. Additionally, his sons were generals and did not neglect to train war horses. Meanwhile, attacking toward Shuri Castle with an ambition to become the king of the Ryukyus was Amawari, looking for his chance. To Amawari, Nakagusku Castle's Gosamaru was a rival that would have to be crushed before he could attack Shuri Castle. However, the famous and celebrated warrior Gosamaru cannot be matched if attacked front-on. Therefore, Amawari gave the king of Shuri false advice, claiming that Nakagusku Castle's Gosamaru is gathering soldiers to attack Shuri. If you don't attack now, Shuri will be in danger. Unaware of this, Gosamaru trained war horses to fight Amawari. A spy saw this and reported to the king Amawari was speaking the truth. Gosamaru is training war horses. Hearing this, the king became enraged and sent armies from Shuri and Katsuren to defeat Gosamaru, with Amawari chosen as supreme commander. That day was the harvest moon. There was a moon-watching banquet underway at Nakagusuku Castle. Seizing the chance, Amawari's armies surrounded Nakagusuku Castle and forced Gosamaru to surrender. Realizing he had fallen victim to Amawari's scheme, Gosamaru did not want to disobey the king and chose the path of suicide. That was how I, Gosamaru, was defeated by Amawari.
そんなことがあったんだ。
That's why I'm always checking what Amawari is doing.
それじゃあ、あそこに活連城があるのね。
From this second enclosure, you can see Katsuren Castle, Shuri Castle, Itoman, faraway Kudaka Islands, and the Kirima Isles. Just about half of Okinawa can be surveyed from here.
へえ、すごい。中城城の人たちもこの景色を見ていたんだね。なんか歴史を感じるな。
Next, the three of them come to the first enclosure. This is where the main palace, or state chamber, where official business was done.
ここは二の角の上にあるんだ。中城城は階段状になっているのね。
Nakagusuku Castle ruins is 6 plazas enclosed by castle walls that are all connected and referred to as the Renkaku-style mountain castle.
これは何？
That is the moon-watching plaza. This is where it is said that I, Gosamaru, held moon-watching ceremony.
ということは、Amawariが中城城を攻めたとき、Gosamaruはここで月を眺めていたのかもしれないね。そう考えるとロマンチックだわ。
Next, I will guide you to Nakagusuku Castle's sacred area.
よし、行ってみよう。
Passing through the first enclosure's arch gate leads to the south enclosure, surrounded by trees. The south enclosure was Nakagusuku Castle's most sacred area and had 3 worship spots, including Kudakajima Island Haishou, Shuriyo Haishou, and Rain Prayer Utaki. Currently, people still offer prayers in these areas.
ここが南の角か。なんか今までとは違う感じね。
This is Nakagusuku Castle Ruins' most sacred area. Therefore, efforts were made not to change too much, so the natural form still remains.
確かにちょっと神秘的な感じがするわね。
The south enclosure is different from other areas as the stones were piled naturally.
本当だ、積み方が違う。
The south enclosure is a spot that you can sense nature. Next, the 3 of them come to the back of the south enclosure.
ねえねえ、Gosamaru、この穴は何？
This is a gun port, a hole where guns could be fired from.
どうしてここにそんなものがあるの？
The south enclosure is a sacred area. However, to prevent enemy soldiers from entering through the main gate below, gun ports were built.
面白かったね。中城城っていろんな顔があるんだね。なんか歴史を感じられた。
Nakagusuku Castle was built over 650 years ago, but you can still see its form from those times. The history of Nakagusuku has been told through art and literature since long ago.
そうなんだ。それじゃあ私たちも中城城の姿をみんなに知ってもらうように頑張らないとね。そうだね。
The essence of Ryukyu history can be felt at Nakagusuku Castle. There is a lot of history that can be observed and experienced in this wonderful place. Why not experience the charm of Naka Castle for yourself?